Hello everyone and welcome back to The Crew 2 and what will probably be the second to last episode of our The Crew 2 playthrough. Unfortunately, as I have prepared this nice little view here in the sun, some mist rolled in, but at least we got a nice little rainbow. Yes, very nice. So, what do we have left? We have 2 races of Hypercar left and the final event, which is called the final event. So, in this episode, we will buy a new Hypercar, which we can do right here. This is not the Hypercar we are looking for. We will buy another one. That's a weird looking car. Maybe I will buy that someday, and maybe that will be like a standalone episode of The Crew 2. Even if the playthrough will be completed real soon, there is still the option to drop some standalone episodes with The Crew 2 content. We'll see. Anyhow, moving on. Which is the car that I have set my eyes on? I was thinking about the Porsche Carrera for a while. And the Spider as well. Those are really nice, interesting cars. But the one that I set my eyes on was this Lamborghini Veneno. I don't know. It looks just a bit odd. I did test drive it though. And when you see it in the real world, it looks like real cool and it sounded cool. And yeah, it just got me sort of interested. So I actually decided this will be the hypercar which we will buy, customize and up the performance for today and use for the last 2 races. So, without further ado, we will get a livery for it anyhow, but just set a base color. Yeah, maybe black. Just one rim to choose from, so let's go for that. Let's just hope now that there are some interesting customization options for this car. I don't know, so yeah, we'll see. Let's go to so many annoying pop-ups. Let's up the performance to start with, see if we can max it out. I don't care much about the fix stat, just up the performance. Up the performance. 320 on all if we can. And there it is. 320 performance level. Nice. So moving on to customization. Hood. Let's skip that as we always do. Take that last. Front bumper. I mean, the original bumper looks real cool. Here we get some red details on the lights, it seems. Is there some carbonish looks here? Very subtle change. Okay, so here we get some red details, more red. I don't know, it's just I don't see a big difference on these bumpers, which was sort of what I was afraid of because the car is so crazy looking already. So I don't know if I should go with this or not, because if we get a livery, that may alter this anyhow. So just to do something, just go with the red details and see what we end up with. That seems to be like the thing for this car. Some more air intakes will make it even look even more crazy. Okay, this had some like wings here on the side. Different air intakes. I sort of think that looks cooler though. So, and the wing, all the other details are the same. Let's go for that. Rims, save that for last. Side mirrors, 3 side mirrors, carbon style. Oh, and some Italian branding thing there. Not sure how that would go with the livery. We don't have much carbon details on this car actually so far. Maybe go with Italian mirrors just for fun. This may be a mess in the end, who knows. but we just gotta try something. All right, so that's much wider and that's with the red details. So let's go with the red details then. Rear fender, will there be like... Okay, so that sort of makes it look even crazier. I would like to zoom out even more, but there we get the red details. The difference here is very subtle. Like it's like carbon here, default. Otherwise it just looks plastic, or plastic with the red addition here, these wings, whatever. Let's go with that. Let's see how crazy this car can get. So rear wing, red detail on the side. Okay, that's a crazier wing. Yeah, we wanted to make it crazy. Let's go crazy. Rear bumper. Okay, some red details in here, it seems. Yeah, diffuser change. Okay, so maybe we got some. All right, now I stepped ahead. Such subtle differences here. A lot more red, even more red. So this edge red here. Okay, let's go with a lot of red then, I guess, since that's the trend for this car. Now, we get back to the hood, and now we have a good overview of how the car has developed with all the changes. So carbon, that adds some more like air intakes here. Even some other air intakes, carbon and carbon with that. We haven't gone with a lot of carbon otherwise in this house. The rear wing, we can't even see. That would make like, how should I say, the complete overview of the car. If you could see the entirety of it, it might make sense to have carbon here if there's carbon in the rear wing, but we can't really see, and I can't be asked to go back, so let's just skip it. So which of this is cooler? I would actually say that goes more in line with the car. I see now that there are some carbon here as well, so that would, yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see, let's decide. Let's not get hung up. It's so easy to get hung up on these things. Let's not. Which is more crazy? Maybe that's just more crazy. I don't know. Let's go for that. And then we're going to check the rims. That's the last thing. By the way, we could not change the calipers on this one, so that's stuck on red. So then it makes sense to go with the red details all around the car. Also, we see that now, I don't know if I noticed this before, but there is an Italian stripe here along the side, which makes sense then to complete with the Italian markings on the side mirrors as well. Okay, so let's check the rims real quick. Wrong key. Yeah, should we go for custom rims, or are the default ones quite crazy? I mean, these are so original. These are really original rims. But I'm gonna check real quick if there are some even more crazy ones that might go in line with this car. Yeah. Maybe the default ones are the best match. I mean, those are after all designed for this car specifically. There were some red details on that, yeah, but that does not match. No. No. Nah. For once, the 5 spokes don't make much sense, to be honest. I mean, this car, it's so crazy looking. It deserves crazy wheels as well. Crazy looking wheels. How long? Okay, these are the last ones. I guess I'm just gonna stick with these ones, to be honest. I wish though, if I were to just change rims, I mean, we're just gonna waste some money. Let's say I change these rims. I change the rim size like that. If I go back, can I set the rim size? Does the rim size like... No, we get smaller rims. So okay, we cannot change the rim size if we change the rims. That's sort of a shame. I would like to be able to change the rim size here. Oh well, let's just leave it at that. Vanity, just for fun. Okay, so we cannot change, like if we don't want the red line on these rims, then we can't get rid of them. These are the rims we got when we bought the 370Z way back in the playthrough. That actually makes this car looks wider and still has red detail. Makes me sort of wonder if we should go for that or not. But now, let's not waste time on that. Like I said, it's so easy to get stuck on these things. Let's check for a livery. Are there any cool liveries for this car? Police. Brown does not. Or golden. Meh. That goes like along well with the reddish details. But I mean, some of these liveries seems to be like, sometimes the top 100 are like the same for several cars. That adds another Italian stripe, which sort of makes sense. That adds some red details. Does it remove the Italian stripe? No, it does not. Alright. It's, yeah, the look of this car sure is interesting. Batman. Yeah, cool concept, but not 100% well completed, I think. Alright, that's just nah. I think I'm gonna go for, to not get hung up on this, I think I'm gonna go for the Italian stripe or the red line. Maybe. What do you think? Let's go with the red details, I think. That's good. Alright, so there it is. Maybe if we could set a personal color, then like maybe get a metallic, chrome even. I mean, but black is sort of cool on this car. A matte red. I guess some would love that. Anodized. Not sure what that means exactly, to be honest. Anodized. But it does look good. Well, so in the end, I decided to go with this red color instead. I fiddled around and sort of got stuck on this. So yeah, I cut all my fiddling around out. But I've decided to go with this red color. It sort of, yeah, makes some of the red details not pop. But I just think this red looks sick on the car. And it goes in line with the details on the wheels, etc. for the interior. So I'm just going to go with that. It looks good. And now let's go race. I have not set up any filters yet. So we're gonna have to do that, but we should only have 2 events left to do for the discipline Hypercar. There it is, and it's in this location. So we have Dallas, which seems to be a long drive. Maybe save that for last and start with the road to New Orleans, recommended level 230. Second to last race in the Hypercar discipline, which is also the last discipline in our playthrough. Look at this car, doesn't it look somewhat sick? Here comes Cater and 356 and spawns inside our car. Yeah, I think it looks awesome, this car. So let's see how it drives as well. Here it is in the sunlight. Lovely. Let's see if it makes our color come alive. Sounds good. $400 kilometers. Wonder how many gears we have. Maybe 6 is like top gear. Just gonna try 7th. We have, okay, so we have 7th gear as well. Seems like this car may reach good top speed. Ooh. Quite a smash into the rail there. Wow, seems we, whoops, sort of looked on the minimap there. Seems we have created quite a lead already. 6 seconds, okay, gotta watch the road now. Seems I smacked into the rails, etc. on each bend now for a while. Touched it there as well. Bit of a wet road I feel now. $360 on the 5th gear. %30 into the race. I'm actually liking the car so far. It's a bit like sliding a bit on the wet, of course, but almost every car would, right? So I'm looking forward already to the drive to Dallas, which will be like a longer drive. Maybe not this cornery, but we'll see. I'm totally slamming into the rails on each and every corner of this race, I feel. But hey, it's the first race of the day, so yeah. And a bit of wet as well. We're extending our lead now, almost 10 seconds. There it is, 10-second mark passed. 55% into the race. And here we are now on the 7th gear, maybe for the first time. And I was going to check our top speed there just as I hit the gravel and lose that speed. What a shame. See if we can get some nitro up and sort of press the top speed again. See how much speed we can accumulate. We lost some speed there as well. 447. I know it can go faster if we can drive for a bit without any disturbances, like driving on the gravel or like having to brake or slide in turns due to the wet tarmac. Okay, sharp turn coming up here. "25 seconds. Seems like we extended that lead super quick. Was it the, like when we went in 7th gear there, that for playing in normal, that top speed just it gave us a huge gap. They maybe don't drive that fast in normal difficulty. So yeah, performance advantage again. So 95%, the finish should be coming up. Maybe it's just a straight down to the finish line here. Yeah, there it is. And with a crash. No worries though. See if we can get the loot. Really nice car. Really nice looking.
I'm trying to get us to go legit, because if we're not
same speech. We have one race left in one discipline before the final event, and that speech has been with us for so long. Will it ever change? Without any further ado, let's start the last discipline-specific race in the Crew 2. Here we go. Feels unreal. I remember when we started this playthrough and played like our first races, and now we're playing our last discipline-specific race.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, here it is. Sort of a wet road again. Bit of a shame that we don't get to race this car on dry roads, but maybe it will dry up during the race. This will probably be a bit longer race, so we'll see. Thinking that I should try at least to avoid slamming the car in the walls on each corner, so going a bit more careful and hitting a car instead. We have not checked the interior for this car. At a suiting place I will try to switch the view so we can see the interior as well as we drive to Dallas. Maybe here. Oh, yellow dashboard, alright. Oops. Wow, okay, drifting a little. Not checking the minimap much. I've been going back and forth with this. I mean, how much you should watch the minimap. Sometimes it feels like really good to watch the minimap so you see what's coming up. It saves you from, in many situations, it helps out and saves you from maybe certain crashes where a tight corner comes up quick and you would have no time to brake for it if you waited until you actually saw it. So you have to proactively decrease speed with the help of the minimap. But then sometimes I feel like when you watch the minimap a lot, you sort of get unfocused from the driving and you sort of don't get into the driving flow in the same way as you would if you were just focused on the driving and not sort of glancing down at the minimap all the time. So it's, yeah, I haven't really landed a decision there. Is it good or bad? Sometimes it helps and sometimes it sort of keeps you out of your driving zone, if you know what I mean. I guess I'm trying to find mostly a balance, like glance at the minimap sometimes, but maybe, I mean, like that, there were some sharp corners there, but just by focusing on the driving, I handled them nicely. Maybe even better than if I would have been glancing at the minimap all the time, because then I might have reacted late, I don't know, or been more unfocused as I enter the corners. Yeah. Nice drive we're having so far though, 25% into this last Hypercar race. Ooh, going through the cars here. Yeah, that went good. That's a sudden burst of traffic. Long straight here, nice, see if we can get some speed up. Maybe head into 7th gear. It's not that often you actually go to 7th gear. You need a lot of room. Oh no! Well, the checkpoint is way over there, so maybe we can just roll with it. Downshift you! Ah yeah, we lost a lot of time there, but still feels good not to have to reset. I don't know, it just feels... I mean, it is an arcade game and everything, but for some reason I don't like that to have to reset. I don't know why. Maybe it just decreases the realism. Even if it is an arcade game, it just decreases the realism too much, I guess. It's a good feature though, sometimes in races, of course. But I'm always like reluctant to and prefer. If I don't really have to, I prefer not to. Are you the same? If you're playing these kind of games, do you get like the same feeling? Mention in the comments. Just cruising in 7th gear. Max nitro available, not using it. Since we have this corner coming up and we had enough trouble with that anyway. Nice driver, going through the swamps, driving along the coastline. Just cruising, 425 kilometers per hour. Oops. Yeah, watching the minimap a little, slamming into the wall. Ooh, nice. Nice bam there. It sounded like we were in a tunnel, but we really wasn't. So even though the sound was nice, it was actually a bit weird. Because we were just going under some like bridge, what do you call it, pillars, bridge supports, and you get like that tunnel sound, which was not really correct. It was quite open there, but yeah, it was a good sound though, gave me some enjoyment, correct or not. %55 into the race. Yeah, this is a bit longer as expected. Okay, we need to take this exit. That's where the minimap helps. Are we going into Dallas already? 60%. It seems a bit too soon. Maybe this is some other... Yeah, this looks like some smaller town. Oops. Total malfunction in the brain there. It was about time to shift up. And I hit the nitro and then shift down instead. Did all the wrong things, but not the one thing that I should do. Just brain melt. Brain meltdown. This was not the weather I was hoping for. I was hoping for a sunny, dry drive as our last hypercar race down to Dallas. But yeah, you can't really decide on the weather, can you? So we'll just take it for what it is and enjoy it anyway. 70% into the race. We have a good comfort zone, 27 seconds to the other competitors. Just cruising along. Let's see if we can press it up to what's the top speed. Whoa, okay. It's so annoying. Sometimes, like every time you glance down at the minimap or glance down at the speedometer, bam, you instantly hit something. While other times, you know, the randomness of car games, which I mentioned earlier, sometimes you can just drive sort of from New York to San Francisco and hardly hit a thing for an entire 30 minutes. Yeah. I actually did those races twice to grind some money for this episode to ensure that we could really buy all the customization items and stuff that we needed after buying this car. So yeah, on the first drive from New York, or the first grind race between New York and San Fran, I hardly hit the thing. And on the second drive, I hit everything. Yeah. Or maybe it's just good and bad days. I don't know. I wonder where we are. Which city is this? We are in some other town now. 87%. It could actually be that we are closing in on Dallas, but I don't think so. No, since we're leaving this small city. Nice road here. Really nice road. Whoa, bit tight, bit tight, bit tight. But that, yay! It worked fine. 90%, just 10% to go. Dallas should be coming up real soon. And the sun is coming up. What if we could get dry roads for once, just the last couple of percents? %. Finish! Alright, so here's Dallas then, I guess. Sort of felt like we went down to the Keys here. I think I recognize this from free driving. It feels like the Keys. Returning to free drive. Nice drive. Feels insane. Oh, that weather just changed for the worst. Feels weird that was our last race. And yeah, we're down here in the Keys area as expected. So we can just check the filters real quick. To do, we cannot even choose a discipline because we have nothing to do that is discipline specific at this time. The only thing that remains is the final event, and that will be a separate episode where we go for just that. And that will round up, I guess, the Let's Play series. So we now see that this will be episode 65 and the final event will be episode 66. So I really hope you watched this, I really hope you liked this episode, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment. If you want to stay tuned for new content, please click the subscribe button and the little bell button. Thank you all, have a nice day, bye bye.